Hey guys, what's up? Lumpy Ice Cream here, and today, as the title frickin' suggests, we are going to be ranking / reviewing Doctor Who Series 11. Now, for the most part, I put reactions to most of the episodes up. Some have been unfortunately taken down, which I have disputed because reactions are within fair use. Plus, I don't see why my video should be taken down when I don't use any footage from the episodes. Yet, YouTube channels that are a lot more popular than mine get to keep theirs up. I don't know. I just don't see the point. But saltiness and bitterness out of the way. It's currently 2:31 a.m. and I figured, well, what better fucking way to do this? Yeah. By the way, for those who can't tell, I am Australian. I do not filter my language whatsoever, so that's your warning. So why have I decided to sit down at 2:32 a.m. on the 6th of January 2019 to do this video while I open up my iced coffee? Basically because Twitch are doing another live stream, or not, well, yeah, live stream technically, streaming all of the well, not all of the classic episodes, but most of the classic episodes of Doctor Who. And I'd like to announce, I was going to save it till the end of the video, but y'all all have left by then, so I'm going to get the plug in now. I'm going to be filming my, I guess, reactions to some episodes. I haven't seen every episode of the classic series. I've seen a good chunk of it. But yeah, I shall be filming my commentary and reactions for some episodes. So I'll be, filming for each episode and then uploading them in bulk when they take a break for the day. I'll be taking the occasional drink break as well, so please do excuse me. So yeah, I figured I'll get this done, hopefully uploaded, depending on how long it's going to take. It's set to start at about 5 a.m. today. So yeah, I figured I'd do this. I don't know how long this is going to take. I could rant on for hours. So yeah, first we're going to talk about my ranking, how I rank the episodes, and this is by no means law. This is by no means the definitive opinion. This is my opinion, how I feel about this series, how I feel about the episodes, and how I've ranked them. Also, I am throwing in Resolution into this list just because fucking why not? It's how I like to do things, even though technically the specials are separate. They are their own thing off from the regular series, but fuck it, make the list longer by one. So yeah, I'm looking at it from like a standpoint of just how much I enjoyed the episode. Did it make sense? How was the plot? And then once we're done talking about those episodes, I'll go into my thoughts of the series. Obviously, my thoughts on Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, my thoughts on the companions, and how well Chibnall did in his first series. I will only be making comparisons to other Doctors, other companions, other showrunners. If I do make any comparisons at all, they will be in the context of their respective first seasons. So if I were to compare anything to like David Tennant or whatever, I'd only be doing it in the scope of their first series, not anything beyond that, because obviously it'd be unfair to Jodie Whittaker, it'd be unfair to Chibnall and all that to compare them to a completely done era of the show. So that's just getting that out of the way. Alright, so without further ado, guys, let's get into the ranking, or how I rank the episodes, my personal taste when it comes to these episodes. So, coming in dead last, the worst episode of Series 11, and technically by default, the worst episode of Jodie's so far, Arachnids in the UK. I see this at the bottom of a lot of people's lists, or towards the bottom. I think this is by far the most pointless ridiculous fucking episode they could have written. And of course, it is written by Chibnall. And I found that some of the weaker stories in this season are definitely written by Chibnall. And yeah, this is a case in point of them trying to... a lot of people do say that this series is clearly pushing an agenda, and there's clearly large social things being forced down throats. This is the only episode that I would have to agree with that fact. All the other episodes either do it to a much better effect or don't do it at all, in my opinion. This one is clearly just fucking atrocious. The moral message here is just awful. They have the slimiest, fucking laziest villain. Well, I don't even want to classify him as a villain. Just a character who you're supposed to hate, and it's so clear you're supposed to hate, and he's supposed to be the bad guy, but at the end, he has the right idea. I'm sorry, like, the Doctor was in the wrong there. To mercy kill this creature would make sense. It honestly would. It's the Doctor injecting herself into a fucking situation that has nothing to do with her. You have this guy who's trying to just clean up his own mess, and he has the right idea. As sad as that sounds, killing the spider would be more humane than what it was going through. I'm sorry, she was wrong. But beyond that, the episode has no plot, nothing to keep anyone interested. Jodie's probably at her top cringe in this episode. There's a lot of cringy moments, but we'll get to that at the end. But overall, there's just nothing substantial about this episode. It's forgettable. It's just awful. I mean, the frickin'... Excuse me, the things are going on. Someone replied to my comment in a Doctor Who group. Interesting. I should read that, but I won't do it here. But yeah, no, Arachnids in the UK is by far at the bottom. I want to say more as to why this episode's so bad, but the episode gives me nothing. It legitimately does not provide me with any critical points other than there is no plot, there is no substance within the episode itself. It is just, you know, these people did this thing, and as a result of the thing, spiders now start growing. I also don't know how scientifically accurate it is that spiders will continue to grow their entire lives. The longer they live, the bigger they'll grow. I don't know if that holds any merit. It sounds like a bit of bullshit, but it could very well be a scientific fact. Not that I care, because this episode is so mind-numbingly dull and boring that I can't even think of a positive. A positive would be the scene with Graham alone in their house, and he's visualizing Grace and all of that. That was really well done. But other than that, that is the only compliment I have to this episode. Moving on to... So that was number 11 at the bottom. Number 10 is the Tsuranga Conundrum. The other reason that I put this above Arachnids in the UK is this one is at least, like, you know, it's definitely not a good episode, but it at least has fun with its concept. The Pating is fucking awful. It should not be in there. I think there's a series of videos I do want to get into making, where I want to go back and rewrite a few episodes or of series and stuff like that. And this is definitely one of them. And I'm not going to spoil anything that I may do in the future, but if you guys want those videos, let me know, please, because I have a few interesting ideas, and I don't claim to be better than the people who actually wrote them, but I don't know, I want to try my hand and see what you guys think. So if that's something you'd like, please do let me know. But yeah, the Tsuranga Conundrum, Jodie gives a good performance in it. Well, an okay performance, but again, I'll get into my thoughts on Jodie later. But it's just sort of like a filler episode. I don't like using the term filler episodes, because they're usually always linked to something negative, even though it's not. But no, it's a fun little episode. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It's not the plot-wise. It's the Pating is bad just because I feel if you have to sit there and list off, like literally list off the exposition of why you can't beat this thing, then I'm sorry, you've got yourself a bad character. You've got yourself a really bad threat. Well, you haven't got a threat. You've just got yourself this thing, and it's clear that you can't advance the plot and show these things. Like, for example, Skovox Blitzer from The Caretaker back in Series 8. Again, they sit there and say that it's the deadliest creature in the universe, the most functional killing machine, or whatever description they want to give it, and it is literally basically defeated by a somersault, or is confused by a somersault. Things like that are functionally, or not functionally, but things that the plot have to sit there and tell you why you know this thing cannot be touched because it's poisonous or whatever, and will eat any inorganic matter, and has never been killed, has never been contained. Isn't this thing dangerous? So it's going to make it all the more impressive when they eventually defeat it. I don't know. I just feel things like that just lose any sort of credibility as a threat, in my opinion, unless the plot... For example, I mean, you look at the Xenomorph from the Alien franchise. That is clearly set up in a good way. The story shows why that thing is a threat. They learn very quickly that it has acid blood, and that they obviously can't use firearms to kill this thing because it's going to bleed through the fucking hull of the ship. Things like that is good, but if the plot has to sit there and literally explain and throw at you why this thing is fucking dangerous, and it does it in the span of like, I don't know, like maybe 30 seconds, it lists off the reasons why this thing's so dangerous, and I don't know, I just feel that anything like that automatically loses credibility for me, which we'll get into another episode. I think it might be the next one on my list. I've written them all down in front of me, but I go up the list, so I don't even know what's next. I know I wrote it, and I should know it off by the top of my head, but this series is a bit of a jumble for me. Some episodes are a bit more... I don't know. They kind of blend into just one tone, but whatever. Well, certainly another episode on this list suffers from that same problem, and the Tsuranga Conundrum, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's harmless fun, I think it's having, but at the end of the day, the Pating was... It's just a really badly written concept. And moving up, number 9 is The Ghost Monument. And this is the episode I was talking about. I think this is so upsetting because they had the premise of a great fucking episode in here. Really great episode, and they squandered it. Okay, so let me get this right. There's this big, huge race. Like 4,000 people enter, and now it's down to the final 2. Fair enough. It's the prize is like the ultimate prize, but to get it, you have to pay the ultimate risk. Biggest ever prize, biggest ever risk is what they say in the episode. That's all well and good, but literally every fucking danger on this planet, Desolation, the deadliest, one of the deadliest planets, everything is out to kill you. The dude who is running the fucking race literally sits there and explains every single fucking thing that's wrong with the planet, and what to avoid, what not to do, all that shit. It's explained to them. No risk. All you have to do is literally do what the dude told you to do. Also, why the fuck is he surprised when it ends in a dead heat? Why is he surprised when both of them win, considering, hey, you literally just sat there and told them the entire fucking thing of what's wrong with that fucking planet, and B, they're not allowed to injure each other or kill each other. That one's fair enough, okay? It's supposed to be sportsmanlike, you don't do that shit. But why are you surprised when it ends like that? You telling me the amount of races you've had, I don't know how many they had, but that's never happened before? And the worst part is, I think it could have been fixed if instead of like down to a final 2 scenario, they were down to like a final X amount of whatever, and you had people who encountered these things. kind of like, spoilers for the Suicide Squad movie, but if you haven't seen it by now, then there's no hope for you. The character of Slipknot is literally there to demonstrate to the others that the threat is real. The bombs in their neck are real. They're a real scenario. You escape, you die. Clear and present danger. All the characters are now aware of the fact. I can't believe I just used Suicide Squad to defend something, but whatever. These are dark times. But the Ghost Monument sorely needed that, because the dude just explains the entire threat and is then surprised when it's a dead heat, yet you literally just explained everything that's wrong, what to avoid. There's a fly on the screen that needs to bugger off. Get off. But no, it was really, really poor. I think Jodie was not on good form in this episode, which sadly happens. There's a few episodes in this season where she's good, and then there's others where she's not so good. And I think it might be down to Chibnall's writing. I don't know. But, yeah, the Ghost Monument could have been so much better. It had a really good premise. It had some really good character development. I really liked the contrast between... I forget their names. I'm not going to remember their names. Simple as that. But the two people in the race, those were really good. You had the one who didn't trust anyone, and then you had the one who's... you had the one who's fighting for himself, and then the other one who's fighting for her and her family, and is very selfless, and you have the selfish one. It was good contrast, but I think you need a few more expositional characters in there, and then it makes that moment at the end where if you can keep that moment at the end where they both cross the line and go, we both win, that's really cool. But if you had a few expositional characters in here just to demonstrate the threats of what they were up against, I think it would have been a lot better. Unfortunately, we don't get that, and we get a really nonsensical plot because of it. So, yeah, number 9, Ghost Monument. Number 8, Resolution. Now, this one's a big mixed bag for me. There's a lot of things I like and a lot of things I hate in this episode. Things I like, they at least tried to do something new with the Daleks. And that's something that's been sorely needed. I just want to go back and recap my thoughts on a lot of the previous Dalek stories we've had in the new series. We had Dalek, which of course is a fucking masterpiece. That was absolutely phenomenal. We had Bad Wolf and Parting Your Ways. Once again, that is probably my favourite episode of the new series. The whole thing, like all of it. I loved that episode. I love the Daleks in that one. It's a great representation of the Daleks. Army Ghost Doomsday, I don't care much for that story, but the Cult of Skaro is a cool concept. It's a fine enough episode, I guess. I don't go much on it, but whatever. Daleks in Manhattan and Evolution of Daleks. I love that story. We'll love it till the day I die. I think that one is probably a great example of doing something new with the Daleks that works. I honestly think that episode is a masterpiece for its concept of the Daleks and how it uses it. Unfortunately, not a lot of people feel that way, and I don't know why, honestly, but that's just me. That's something completely different for another day. Stolen Earth, Journey's End, I like that, but no, I don't like that, sorry. I don't like that episode for various other reasons. I think there's too many Dalek hierarchies going on. You've got Davros, the Supreme, then you got fucking Dalek Khan, and it's just all jumbling. They're all fighting for time, and none of them are getting enough of it. But yeah, there's just too much going on in that episode, I think. That probably could have done for being a 3-part finale. I don't know, but whatever. And then you had Victory of the Daleks, which again was that close. It had something good going with it, like the concept of Daleks in World War II, and this person's thought that he's created them, but they've actually created him. You had a really good concept there, and then they screwed up with the paradigm and whatever. And then they kind of went absent in Series 6. They didn't appear really much. And then Series 7 we had Asylum of the Daleks, which is the worst fucking Dalek story, like, ever. That's an accomplishment. Every Dalek story, out of all of them, Asylum's the worst, so good job, Moffat. Then Series 8 we had Into the Dalek, which I don't care for, but cool, okay, I guess, try and do something new with the Daleks, but failing miserably. And then you had Series 9, whatever, that was more of a Davros story than the Daleks, so whatever. and then they weren't really in Series 10. So this one tried to do something new, and I think succeeded for the most part. Ironically enough, I really liked the parts where it was out of the casing. Of course, I was sitting there waiting for it. I'm like, yes, okay, come on. I want it to get in the casing. I want to see. I was hoping it would be a classic-looking casing, but obviously we didn't see a casing. It built its own, which we'll get into. But yeah, I, for the most part, really enjoyed the parts when it was sort of possessing, well, not possessing, but puppeting characters. That was really cool. And then, ironically enough, I liked the stuff between Ryan and his dad. And then, obviously, Aaron and Graham, their dynamic was also really good. A lot of people don't like those parts, but I genuinely did appreciate those moments. It's a bit meh, but for the most part, I kind of let slid a lot of the stuff with the Dalek, of the abilities that it could do, just because it's described as being a new sort of Dalek. So, I mean, it doesn't really explain how it can possess people and how it can take its individual body parts and teleport them all together. I don't understand that, but whatever, fuck it, I'll let it slide. But what it doesn't make sense to me is, if this is one of the first Daleks to leave Skaro, how does it have any concept or knowledge of the Doctor? Now, I can appreciate the Dalek hive mind sort of thing, but that's even sort of like a loose thing. I don't know if that Dalek would necessarily have the capabilities of having like the hive mind. I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend to understand how the Dalek hive mind works, whether it's like a thing because of the casing or if it's hardwired into the Dalek's brains. I don't know. But I don't know. I thought that was a bit weird. A lot of people have mentioned the unit thing. It is just a joke, but at the same time, there was no reason to not have unit here. I don't know why. And then also, I think the Dalek should have won at the end. It should have successfully sent that signal. That would have been a great cliffhanger to leave on. And I just think it really would have brought the Daleks back in a big, big way. Instead, this sort of just felt like a whimper. It didn't really feel like I see a lot of people saying, oh my god, yes, this made Daleks scary again. This is the greatest thing about the Daleks since 2005 and all that. And I'm like, well, what was so great about it? I fail to see what was so great about it. I really don't get it. I mean, if you feel that way, then fine, but I honestly don't understand where you're coming from with it. Oh, there's another thing. But no, seriously, it was such a lackluster episode. I didn't go into it with any sort of expectations or anything, but the Dalek design as well. I see a lot of people go on like, oh, well, people shouldn't be complaining about it. It's a one-time thing. And I'm like, so? It still looked a bit shit. I didn't get how it had the missiles inside the thing if it had just built that casing. I really don't understand. But, okay, whatever. I just felt that design was really poorly done. Could have been a bit better. But, yeah, I just can't help but think the Daleks should have won. And had a big cliffhanger. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about Resolution. I think the best parts were the Dalek out of the casing. But, I don't know, it kind of just feels like it could have been a completely new villain for the most part. And, I mean, that's not what you want. Yeah, like, just the things, as much as I did like the Dalek possessing people, or puppeteering them, it did feel completely like it could have been a completely different thing. It did not feel Dalek-like at all. But, once again, I'll give it some slack just because thing. But the one thing I will not give slack on is, are you honestly trying to tell me that a bunch of people from the 9th century could take on a Dalek? I don't care how many of them. This is the thing. They are trying to amp up the Dalek to be a massive threat, and you're honestly trying to tell me that a bunch of dudes from the 9th century with swords and shit defeated a Dalek. Sure. Okay, whatever. It's really fucking dumb. I'm sorry, I will not believe that for a single second. Yeah, I can't. I physically can't believe that. If it built its own casing and was able to take out a military force of about, I don't know how many people were there, but obviously not that many, but like the technological leap of what these guys had compared to the Dalek downgrading from what it would have had, it made no fucking sense to me. I'm sorry, but I think this just could have been so much better if some thought had been put into it. I would have actually preferred maybe seeing the fucking Dalek fight all these people. I don't know. I just felt that was the giant leap in logic for me in that episode. But anyway, moving on from that, that was number 8, resolution. Number 7 is the Battle of Ranskor Av Kolos. Now look, obviously it was not a secret that they wanted to go for a more died-down approach for this series. No returning monsters, no overwhelming plot arc, and I was fine with that because I am a classic series fan mostly. And honestly, a return to that format would not have been bad. The classic series never had big grand finales, never had big overleaping plot things of the series. They didn't have that, for the most part. And, yeah, that's all fine. But the problem is, I'm sorry, but if you have a villain at the start of your series, and then that same villain is at the end, and his motivations at the end here are completely influenced by what happens in the first episode, I'm sorry, but that's a plot arc. And the fact that you just... Here's the thing. After the first episode, a few people were like, yeah, we may see him again. We probably will. But then most people sort of nodded their head and went, oh yeah, after Ghost Monument, when the Stenza were brought up. And by the time of Battle, even though it was sport for me that he was in this episode, sadly, I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised when Zimshar showed up in the Battle of Ranskor Av Kolos. And, see, the problem with that is... Hold on, I need to take a drink. The problem is no one takes him seriously as a villain because the Doctor never took him seriously as a threat. Not in The Woman Who Fell to Earth, and certainly not in this episode. I mean, you get most of their interactions, and she just brushes him off and goes, okay, he's really starting to annoy me now. It's like, this dude is like, he's stolen 5 planets, he's about to steal the Earth, he led to the death of Grace, and the most you can do is say, oh, he's annoying. I didn't like him before, but he's really annoying now. Like, that, and it's just, I just think it's so disrespectful to the villain. Like, that's the thing. If your characters can't buy into the threat, why should your audience? Honestly, like, if they're leaving it at a cliffhanger and having, like, him be the main villain of the 13th Doctor, because he sort of put his hand up to the thing at the end, so maybe he's going to get out, I don't know. No one's going to buy him fucking seriously because the Doctor doesn't. So, why should we? I think that's another reason I didn't like Resolution. It never felt like she took the Daleks seriously. The threat didn't feel real because, I don't know, I like it when the Doctor is fucking terrified of most things. And here, like, he has committed some big atrocities and all she can do is call him annoying. It makes no fucking sense. And it's just downgrading your villain, because I didn't care about his plot or motivations or anything because the Doctor didn't. So I'm not going to see it as a threat at all. But yeah, I don't know. He went down in such a... He does nothing in this episode. There was no reason to have him, and I'm just going to say a thing that I think probably how it should have went, because here I do have a genuine better way that I think this could have went. And it's probably going to tie into the videos I want to do, but I'll just say it here that I think it would have been way better if he had sort of been time stalking the Doctor, if that makes sense. So from the point where he goes through, he uses these sort of godlike beings to try and track the Doctor down through time, but is always just a little bit late. He always shows up where the Doctor was and can kind of see the damage. And I think it would have been cool because he uses the sniper bots, right? Okay, so sniper bots, fair enough. I think it would have been cool if he went back and recruited some of the villains we've seen in this series. Like the racist dude from Rosa. That would have been cool if he went to wherever he got sent off to, recruit him. Because here's the thing, like, all of your villains throughout the series, they're sort of weak, one-note villains sort of deal. And then if you have them all come in at the end, they can all amplify each other's strength and sort of have a big alliance sort of thing. So, you know, you have them. Really, I would have just had those ones. So you have, like, him, you have Zimjar, and you have the racist dude from Rosa, and then, like, an army of robots. That would have been fine. I think that would have been cool. Because those two are sort of like wasted potential. You can tell they're supposed to have, like, a larger story, and they don't get the chance to have a larger story. So I don't know, if they had both sort of had it, I think it would have been cool. But I don't know, like, I just feel like this episode is trying to be bigger than it is, and it just sort of falls flat. Like, it's like, I don't care about this or the conflict. The big parts, but, like, it's not bad by any means, I just don't care. If they're trying to do two separate things. They're trying to have a mellowed out finale, and then they're trying to have a big finale all in one, and it just feels out of nowhere, and it feels out of place. It's like you've had this sort of mellow approach to your season, and then all of a sudden you want to dial it up, but we've not been given a reason to care. You know, we haven't had a slow approach to the big threat, and then the big threat's here. It's just sort of, boom, here it is, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever. You just don't get a sense that shit is about to go down, really. Although the best moments here are with Graham, and when Graham is just like, I'm going to kill him. Like, I will kill him, I won't hesitate. And then, yeah, obviously he does, and you have the character building between him and Ryan, and all of that. But, yeah, that's all I really have to say about Battle of Renskoy Kolos. It was meh, fine, but it just was tonally all over the place, I think. Moving on to number 6, Kablam. An episode that was almost perfect, was almost there, but it fell right at the end with the big reveal of what was going on. And you have, once again, this unassuming white guy is behind the big evil plot, and his motivations are once again something to tie in with a social trend. Obviously AI and all of that is becoming a thing now, and it's sort of forming, and this character's motivation is, you know, he's far off in the future, and he wants, you know, the jobs, you know, 10% of people have to be humans, and the rest is automated, and like, what happens if that number's slow? It's unengaging. It's not a good plot at all. And I've seen a lot of people like talk about, oh, it could have been so much better if this person was in here, or if this was, And here's the thing, it's like, I was all on board for them doing no returning villains, but I think this was one where you desperately needed one. And I'm going to leave you all on a cliffhanger, because I'm not going to tell you who I think it should have been. I'll save that for the video that I want to make. So, once again, if you want to see that, please thumbs up and let me know down there. But, no, Kablam was almost perfect. It was a really great story. And what makes no fucking sense is the fact that the system literally abducted this innocent fucking girl and murdered her just to make a point. And the Doctor doesn't see anything wrong with that. The Doctor does not say that I don't condone it, but I don't condone your actions at all either. But she says nothing about it. Like, that is fucked up. The system just took her and killed her. She had nothing to do with it. But, it literally just makes the Doctor look so fucking bad when that happens, and I don't feel for the system. Like, okay, well, yeah, fucking AI is fucked up, isn't it? The fucking system is messed up to do that. But, no, I just didn't buy this guy's motivations. It came out of nowhere. It was so bad, I think. It was personally just shat on the episode. I was really enjoying it up until that point, and I literally just felt all the enjoyment be sucked out of me. I can't remember if that's one of the reactions that are still up on YouTube, but yeah, unfortunately it was one that was that close, but just faltered at the end and is sadly let down by this series. Phenomenal bullshit of trying to fuck shit up at the end, which this one, I think it's swerve endings of not what you expected. This is the one that suffers the most from it. But yeah, moving on to number 5, The Woman Who Fell to Earth. A strong opening for Jodie, strong opening for the cast in general. I did not expect Grace to die at the end. Once again, the same problems go here as for the finale, is that they can't take the villain seriously, and I think that is that's a huge thing that you don't do. Unfortunately, Moffat had a tendency to do it as well, just by referring to things as silly nicknames, like calling the Cybermen silly tin men, or the Zygons big red rubbery things, or referring to the Daleks as like pepper pots or whatever. I just think like things like that are just really irresponsibly done. They just limit your threat, and just making fun of the threat isn't wise at all. And the fact that for the most part he is credited as Tim Shaw and not Zimjar, it's ridiculous. It's really fucking bad. Of course, this spawned possibly one of the greatest internet memes that Doctor Who's produced in a while, the Salad Man. Thumbs up to the Salad Man, guys. But no, it's a largely uneventful episode, but it's really well done. It's a really good episode. Jodie is having a lot of fun in this episode, and you can tell. Here, I think she does a really good job, as opposed to most other episodes where she just sort of blends in. But no, this one was good. I liked this one. And then, any other negatives about it or positives? Yeah, right at the end. So she tricks Zimjar to detonate the things in his neck. And, you know, they start melting him or whatever, and then she throws the thing and tells him to get lost, basically. And then the guy who was being hunted kicks him off the crane, and the Doctor berates him for that. She goes, "You had no right to do that." Well, I'm sorry, Doctor, but he was the guy being hunted, and also you had basically just killed him. He just kicked him off. Like, were you expecting him to survive? Because you just let off 5 DNA bombs, and you say they're banned in every known civilization or whatever, civilized universe, and you just detonated 5 in his neck. And you honestly expected him to survive that. Honestly. And you're yelling at the guy who was literally just hunted because he kicked him off. I'm sorry, that was just... That made me literally go, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. But, you know, there were a lot of good things here. Her making her Sonic was interesting. Not good, not bad, but I liked... yeah, it was good. I don't know why I said good or bad, but... No, it was good. But yeah, other than that, largely uneventful. But it was a lot more character driven, which was good. Didn't spend a lot of time on like the threat of what was going on. There's a fucking fly in here, and I'm gonna punch it. Fuck off. Anyway, so number 4 is It Takes You Away. This is... I've been seeing so many people love this fucking episode. Like, it's got like 100% on some site, I don't know, but so many people fucking love it. And I don't know why. I personally don't love it. It was a really good episode. But I think my main problem is they sort of went in between of if this Solatrax thing was a threat, if it wasn't, like, what was the go? They were all like, we need to get out of here, it's a trap, it's trying to lure you in. They made it seem really dangerous, and then it wasn't, and then it kind of made... It was so fucking weird, and then you had the thing with the... I don't mind the thing with the frog. It would have been interesting if they tried to lure the Doctor in, and if we'd gotten someone from the Doctor's past. I'm not even going to try and speculate as to who it could be. It could be so many different people. But, no, I did like the Doctor's little speech at the end to the frog. But also the father seemed like a really big idiot. Like, dude, you locked your blind daughter in the fucking house. Like, you couldn't even say, look, I'm going to go away somewhere. You'll be fine. Like, that seemed messed up, to pretend there was a fucking monster to keep her inside and then go across. It was fucking weird. But anyway, the sort of, what's it called? The anti-zone or whatever the fuck it is in between. That was cool. I wish it was... There was... Apparently, there's this picture been floating around, of them all sort of behind the scenes, and there's this big fucking tall alien-looking thing. I don't even know, like, demonic fucking tall thing. And it looks really terrifying. I'm like, I think you can tell it was supposed to be from this episode, and I'd really like to see what the hell that was about, because honestly, the flesh moths were a bit stupid. They were a bit dumb. But no, I kind of wish that more was done to sort of understand the Solatrax and whatnot. But yeah, oh well. It's a good enough episode. I didn't hate it. There was just a few things I wish would have been cleared up. The acting of the girl, that was really good, considering she is actually blind, I believe. So that was really good. Really good performance from her. Ryan's dynamic with her as well, how, you know, they obviously butt heads at first because Ryan is so dead set of like, well, why didn't the dad just, you know, dad could have run off and all that. Obviously his backstory is bleeding through there, and his relationship with his own father, and then how they are at the end as they go off. And obviously there's the nice moment at the end where he finally, where Ryan finally calls him Granddad. And yeah, it was a lovely, lovely moment, I think. So well done. And now we move into the top 3 episodes. And number 3 is The Witchfinders. A really good episode. Does have a slight anticlimactic finish, I think. But overall, it's really nicely done. Alan Cumming is such a fantastic actor. He's a fantastic person, and the fact that he's in Doctor Who was so great, and his performance is, whether it be historically accurate to however King James actually was, I know I see a lot of people go, that's not how he was, and all that. I'm like, well, I mean, to be fair, it's from ages ago. How the fuck would you know? But it's just a fun little portrayal, and oh, excuse me, sorry. Um, but no, I think it was a really great episode just to kick things off. It's the fucking 8th episode. What the fuck are you talking about? You can tell it's 3:15 a.m. But no, Witchfinders was just fucking phenomenal. The Becca Savage character is a bit on the nose, typical villain. Not a lot of substance to her. But unfortunately we get a lot of that this series. But yeah, for the most part, it was a really good episode. Just finished in a bit of an anticlimactic way, but it's really a performance piece. And seeing King James and the Doctor go sort of head to head was really good as well. Real creepy vibes as well from this episode, the sort of mud zombie sort of things. So that was really good. But yeah, not a lot of negative things to say about this episode other than just anticlimactic and a bit of a shitty villain, so to speak. So yeah, number 3, The Witchfinders. And number 2 is Rosa. And the reason I haven't given the number 1 spot to Rosa, I really, really enjoyed the episode. But it's sad because I cannot remember his fucking name. But the racist character, the one who's driving the whole plot forward, he is needed in the story for this type of story to happen. Because obviously you need the conflict of this guy's trying to stop time. They have to make sure it all goes ahead. And sadly, he is about as one-note villain as it gets this series. Or apart from the dude in Arachnids in the UK, he's as one note as it gets, but this guy's a racist, and here's the thing, so with the racism, obviously there's no rhyme or reason for racism, it's just how people are prejudiced bastards. But here's the thing, it was the norm for 50s Alabama, so they obviously have to be written that way because that's how people those times were. This guy is presumably from the future. He's from Stormcage and whatnot. But my question is why is he the way he is? Because honestly, I just think it's going to be it's really lazy to just say, well, there's people like that all through time that are just going to be like that. I think if he had some sort of reasoning behind why he was the way he was, even if it was like, I don't know, when he's like, so you people don't get above yourselves. Like, if that was like human race, because obviously what Rosa Parks did could have been a big event in the leap forward of humanity and whatnot. And they do say that in the episode. One thing I really liked is the scene between Yaz and Ryan in the alleyway when he's like, well, racism's never going to go away. And she's like, no, but thanks to her, we can do things that we never believed, never could have done previously. I'm a police woman because of her. And, all of that stuff. It was beautifully done. But just him, I wish he was better written and his motivations were fleshed out a bit. And I also wish they didn't end it with that fucking song. Like, I don't know, that song just felt so out of place. And I think they could have had like a really big like Vincent and the Doctor moment at the end there. Instead, that song just, I don't know, that song felt so out of place. But that's just how I feel like mostly with pop songs in Doctor Who. And then also another moment that I didn't particularly like was when they went into space and said this asteroid was named after Rosa Parks and whatnot. I just think that, I don't know, just talking about her achievements in terms of an Earth point of view, humanity point of view, that was fine, and that was a good way to end it. But I don't know, something about just, it was so cheesy about the way they did, and this was named after her sort of thing. I didn't like it, I really didn't. But overall, this episode truly is phenomenal. I think this is Jodie's best episode, the episode she did the best in. This was it. But yeah, just how this episode was written, it was really phenomenally done, apart from those few nitpicks that I had. And that, of course, brings us to number 1, which is Demons of the Punjab. And honestly, apart from some pretty cringy lines from Jodie, which is what we can expect from her, clearly, this is a perfect episode. This is as perfect as it gets for me in terms of this new era of Doctor Who. It's an episode tied in the past that deals with a real issue, and I honestly think it really effectively did the villain twist well. So you have these things, and clearly, just from their physical appearance, you think that they're behind the whole thing, and then it swerves you. It's an effective swerve, I think, as opposed to half the other ones in this fucking series. This one was done perfect. You have the tragic tale of, especially what happens at the end. That was really devastating, I think. It's obviously the closest episode to giving Yaz development, and I genuinely just appreciate this episode so much. I hope that we get more episodes like this, quality-wise. And also, I didn't notice it on broadcast, but when I rewatched it, the end credits are that sort of Indian vibe of the Doctor Who theme, and I didn't notice it at the start, but it's sort of like this sung version of the Doctor Who theme, and I thought it was really trippy and really cool, really eerie, and it added to the whole emotion of the episode. Yeah, I think this episode does genuinely get a big emotion up, and it doesn't make it too over the top. It was done in such a great way as to just effectively, naturally raise emotion throughout the episode. Especially because it comes between the conflict of just these two brothers who are just so opposite ends of the spectrum that obviously it leads to basically one killing the other. And I think the line that probably hits the hardest is when he's like, you know, one brother went off and thought and died and one shouldn't have come back or whatever. That was, you know, really tragic. It just shows what these characters are opposite ends of the spectrum. And yeah, I just think that also the characters, the actual demons as well, those are really cool. They used to be the most deadliest assassins, you know, in the universe, and you know they were out and their planet got destroyed, and now ever since they're going around honouring the dead that go unnoticed, and that's really tragic. And I really appreciate that sort of that level of story to them. So yeah, I don't really have many bad things to say about this episode. It was really, really well written, and I sincerely hope we get more episodes like this one. Alright guys, so I think that'll end the ranking portion of this video. We're just under an hour. That seems like a good place to end the rankings. So just to recap, so we had Arachnids in the UK, Sunanga Conundrum, Ghost Monument, Resolution, Battle of Ranskoor Avkolas, Kablam, Woman Who Fell to Earth, It Takes You Away, Witchfinders, Rosa, and Demons of the Punjab. Let me know your guys' rankings down below. And now let's get into like the review of this series as a whole. Okay, thoughts on Jodie Whittaker. Sadly, not a fan. And that's a real shame, because when they revealed her, I looked at her, I'm like, yep, I believe it. She's the Doctor. She has the look of, when I think about what I would want from a female Doctor, she has that look. And then they revealed her in costume, and I lost a bit of faith. The costume, I still don't like it. I really don't. And it's really sad because, you know, seeing her in the reveal trailer and then seeing her in Capaldi's clothes, I look and I think that works. Like, looks like that work. And just the look they ended up giving her, I don't like it. I really don't. I think what bothers me is the almost uniform shirt she's wearing. It's like, she got that from a op shop, second-hand shop. How does she go on to have a shirt that's a different color but the same design? It's weird. I don't know. It's just me. It's weird. It seems like a really unique shirt to copy. But whatever. I'm being really nitpicky now. It's just, I don't like the costume, basically. Borderline. The coat is almost fine. I kind of like the coat. If it had been suited with something better, I probably would be fine. But yeah, I don't think the costume works as an ensemble. But how is Jodie's acting? They've gone for a more stripped back Doctor, I think, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I think with a lot of the writing, they're asking her to do a lot of big, speechy things. And I don't think she's that kind of Doctor. You have to learn what your Doctor is. You kind of have to learn the strengths of what your Doctor is going to work with and what they're not. And I just don't think Jodie is suited to the big, speechy sort of Doctors. I also think that she lacks authority. I don't know, she just never seems like she knows what's going on, and I'm not saying the Doctor needs to know everything, but no matter what situation Jodie's in, I feel like she just doesn't know anything, and just the fact that, I don't know, and I swear to God, I better not be getting any sort of fucking sexist comments, because I'm all on board for a female Doctor, but if I don't like the portrayal, a certain portrayal of the Doctor, then I'm going to be honest about it, and I want to see where Jodie goes. And a lot of people are like, well, she's only had one series, give time to warm up. By the end of Smith's first series, he was great. I was behind that, and by the end of Capaldi's, I was on board with Capaldi. So, I'm only using those as examples because those are the only two Doctors I've actually watched their first series as they aired. But, because, I missed Eccleston, I missed Tennant. Well, I actually tuned in halfway through Tennant's first series because I was actually unaware that they even made the new series. I was too busy watching all the classic ones at that time. But, no, I don't know. It's weird just because of the simple fact that she has good moments. She has episodes she's good in. But, yeah, there's other times where I just think that for the majority, she lacks authority. She has no idea what is going on at any given time. And I don't know, it just feels like a super safe approach to the Doctor, and I don't think that's the way to go. You literally have the part in Arachnids in the UK where the fucking companions have to go, yeah, she's in charge, bro. That was awful alone, but it's like, says who, says us. Like, they have to give her that power in that situation. Like, all the other Doctors would storm in and go, I'm in control now. And I think that is really bad, just because I think if you are going for this strong female approach, you don't want to have the male characters given her power. She should go in and take it like that. Like, surely that's what you have to do, right? Like, you are literally having the other characters do the work for her and going, oh no, she's in charge because we say so. It's like, she should already have that power and have that in control, and I just don't think she does. But that's just my opinion. She's far from bad, but I just think that there needs to be more done with her. They really need to give her some depth, give her some stuff to do. The fact that she's a tinkerer and can get stuff done, then that's fine. But one thing that also needs to stop is the way she fucking poses with the Sonic. Like, she does the whole Harry Potter wand thing, no matter how mundane the task she's using for the Sonic. Like, if she needs to open a door, it wastes time. Just do that. It's simple. Again, nitpicky, but I don't care. Let's talk companions. Obviously, the highlight of the series is Graham. I don't think anyone will deny that. Graham is fantastic. A lot of people were obviously surprised with Bradley Walsh. I knew he was an actor beforehand. I hadn't really seen him in anything else, but yeah, I knew he was an actor beforehand, so it wasn't too surprising for me how good of a job he did. But no, he just blows the series away, in my opinion. He is the MVP of the series. Just the story his character goes on. The heartbreak in It Takes You Away when he comes face to face with Grace, that's devastating. Then when Ryan finally calls him Granddad, beautiful. And then to when he's like, I'm going to kill him if I get the chance. And then finally becoming the better man, letting it go. And then the altercations he has with Ryan's father in Resolution, those are fantastic. He can act the shit out of any scene he's in. It's brilliant. Ryan is also really good. He's a really relatable character. You know, he has flaws. Obviously his dyspraxia, which is really good to put in there, even if sometimes it gets a bit forgotten about. But no, for the most part, his relationship with all the characters seems really, really good. I also kind of like the way that when he's surprised about something, he doesn't like act in like this huge, like, oh my fucking god, this is shocking thing. It's sort of underplayed, and he's like, oh, cool, or something. Because like, I just think that's like so millennial, if that makes sense. Like someone who is that age, I'm close to that age, would react like they find out something shocking. Most of them are like, oh, cool, okay, this is weird. Like, yeah, just they can't process it, so they underreact. I've done it a bunch of times as well, so I can see that. Whether that's a conscious decision or not, I don't know, but I can approve it. But and then we have Yaz, who does feel like a bit of a she feels like a bit of a footnote. Footnote, is that even the right time? I don't know. It's 3:32. Okay, leave me alone. And I've decided to do this video, but no. Yeah, she's not a bad character. She definitely has motivations, clear motivations, but she kind of gets pushed to the sort of background a bit sometimes, sadly. Like, I've watched The Witchfinders 3 times, and I completely keep forgetting that the Doctor sends her off to go talk to Willa, because I sit there and watch when the King James arrives at Becca's house, and I sit there and I'm like, where's Yaz? Although that's right, she got sent off to do something else, so I completely forgot she's not supposed to be in that scene. But obviously, like Demons of the Punjab, that is her episode and her backstory, and it's really good. And obviously the scene between her and Ryan and Rosa in the alleyway, I mentioned it before, fantastic. So she's not a bad character, but sometimes she can feel like just a bit of a background piece, if that makes sense. And then we come to Chris Chibnall. I think he really needs to reevaluate his idea of what Doctor Who is. I'm not sure how true it is, but I think I saw something that quoted him as saying that Doctor Who should be addressing these social things that are happening in today's world. I fundamentally disagree with that wholeheartedly. Doctor Who should not be tackling these big social things of today's age, because the show... See, Rosa was fine, Demons of the Punjab was fine, because that dealt with issues in the past that really takes Doctor Who back to its roots, because Doctor Who was an educational program, and that's fine. The past... And I have had the chance now to go back and listen to all the missing episodes. Thanks to my friend Jack, if you're watching. Thank you, buddy, for providing me with those episodes. And I have had a chance to go back and listen. And episodes like Marco Polo, and even though it's not lost, but The Aztecs is a personal favourite of mine. But episodes like, Marco Polo and The Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve, and episodes like that are just set in the past to educate people. those are so good. And sadly, obviously we didn't have a pure historical this time around. There was alien influences in there. Oh, sorry, fuck. How could I forget? Obviously, I want to talk about my favourite moment of Rosa was Bradley Walsh's reaction when, they find out that they have to be a part of history. They have to be part of this. His shock and just, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be part of this. It's, excuse me, just adjusting myself. It's so tragic, I think. Yeah, I just want to mention that because I love talking about how great Bradley Walsh is, because he is fantastic. He's a fantastic human. But no, back to the point. It's good that we are getting a few more historical episodes in here. I hope one day we can go back to a pure historical, but I think those days are behind us. But no, Doctor Who should not tackle social trends of today. It's why I always hate when the Doctor uses modern lingo like fam. Please fucking stop that. That is... The Doctor should not be... The Doctor is a timeless character, so when you have the Doctor using this modern hip lingo, I don't like it. I never liked it when Capaldi did it. I don't like it when Smith did it. I don't like it when anyone does it. So the fact that Jodie is also doing it really bothers me. It's not funny, I don't think. It's just really bad. Yeah, no, I don't approve of it. But no, I think he really needs to reevaluate what Doctor Who's about. And it's funny because for those who haven't seen it, I want everyone to go watch Trial of a Time Lord. All of the parts, all of it, go watch it. I mean, really, you could just watch the end, because it's specifically what Chibnall talks about. But I want you to go watch all of it, because it will make more sense. Go watch all of Trial of a Time Lord. Then watch, I forget the name of the fucking show, I don't care, but they had the Doctor Who Appreciation Society on the show, right after it ended. And, part of the Doctor Who Appreciation Society was Chris Chibnall back in 1986. And he legitimately criticizes that episode for being an episode about silly monsters and running down corridors. Now, he is specifically talking, I'm pretty sure he is specifically talking about The Ultimate Foe, which is the last 2 episodes of Trial of a Time Lord. Now, spoilers for those who haven't seen the fucking episode. There is not a silly monster in sight, and there is very little of running down corridors. Silly monsters and running down corridors is as much part of Doctor Who's history as the historicals are, in my opinion. It's all about the fucking sense of adventure and just the wonder of the universe, basically. And unfortunately, why I think that I have to label Series 11 as a failure is they have taken away all the sense of wonder about the season. It's all about some sort of fucking nonsense, like Kablam. That was a great sense of adventure. It was a new, fun-looking episode, and then they ruined it by putting in things about jobs, which is... I don't know if it's the fucking point of it, but there's a thin line, I think, that may have something to... I may be reading too much into it, but I don't care, but it could be a thin line about... I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not even going to talk about it, because... honestly, I just don't want to get political about this series. The fact that I have to say that and talking about Doctor Who is... it's bad. Doctor Who is not a place to voice your political beliefs, in my opinion. It's supposed to be about this just fun adventure. It can devastate you, it can scare you, it can make you feel happy, it can make you feel sad, angry, whatever. It can make you feel all these emotions. But it should never be about today's world and what's happening today, because people who are experiencing in today's world and all of these, they don't want to watch a program about that. They just want to escape into a world and just for 45 minutes to 50 minutes, maybe an hour each week, they just want to get away, sit down and just relax and watch. Well, for me personally, Doctor Who is my show. It's my favourite show. I've been watching it since I was 7 years old. And just the sense of adventure and the sense of wonder. Is every episode perfect? No. But this series, even if there's episodes I enjoyed, has been drained of its sense of fun and adventure. And that's the true crime of what this series does. It really upsets me because this series, needed to be so much better and so much more. And if you like this series, fine, all power to you. I don't care. Your opinion is your opinion, just as my opinion is mine. But this is the problem. And unfortunately, it's the world we live in today, that I am a part of several Facebook groups for Doctor Who Facebook groups. And look, people are always going to disagree. Okay, as I mentioned before, I love Daleks in Manhattan. I genuinely think it's one of the greatest stories of Tennant's era, one of the best Dalek stories we've ever had. People hate that. I've seen that as the worst episodes of the worst episodes that there is. Did you see that? There's a fly on the web that's crawled across the webcam. How fucking rude. But no, and people are always going to disagree, but it's absolute chaos in these Facebook groups that I'm part of. People are genuinely afraid to come out and say that they don't like this series. I have seen people put things up, and people who are in love with this series are so quick to comment, well, maybe you should stop watching the show. You're not wanted anymore. Leave this group. Leave all of this. And if it gets even slightly out of hand, people start commenting that they don't like it, admins will turn the comments off like that just so you can't get your word in. Just so the perfect structure of what Doctor Who is can be maintained, and that it's a universally loved show, everyone loves it. And it's not the case. I am never, ever frightened to voice my opinion on things, but it's getting to a point where it's like, if you don't like this series, you're either sexist, racist, or just whatever. And it's really, really depressing. Because my issues with this series don't come from a place of prejudice. My issues with this series come simply from a fact that this is not Doctor Who anymore. If you want shows about social topics, go watch another fucking show. I'm sorry, Doctor Who is not the place for it. Occasionally, maybe, but no. Doctor Who is a place of adventure and a place of wonder, and I feel like this series has been drained of all of it. I don't think, seriously, I think the only reason I like Demons of the Punjab and Rosa as much as I do is just simply because it was a character-driven story that did really well. I don't know, and it dealt with the past. It was fine. Witchfinders, again, past. The top 3 episodes, for me, were the ones that dealt with the past and topics in the past. About history. Yes, they had alien influences, but they were about history. Like Doctor Who fucking should be. Okay? They should not be about these social trends. I'm sorry, but no. You can have elements of it. You can, sure. But I don't know. I just feel this entire series has just been drained of its life. And yeah, it's just really upsetting to see in these Facebook groups that, I'm not going to say it's everybody. Everyone who loves the series isn't necessarily go away, you're not wanted in the fandom anymore. But I've seen it get nasty, and I've even seen people who are all like, they put up a thing going, oh, thoughts on Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. I personally loved her or whatever. And then you get people commenting, oh, I'm not a fan or whatever. And then you get admins who will go, oh, the question was if you love her. So if you don't, just don't comment. That's not... You're part of a Facebook group to interact and get your opinion and debate with people and possibly see another side of you. But now you're getting silenced and being told to shut up just because you don't agree with the fundamentals. They think that because you don't like something, you're less of a fan, which isn't the fucking case at all. Sometimes the fans are the harshest people. They're the ones you have to impress. And something that I just want to say. These people that are in love with Series 11, again, this is not a personal attack to anyone who likes Series 11, but I've seen so many people who are so quick to shove how good the viewing numbers were for this series down everyone's throat. Like, oh, look at this, it's outperformed every other series. It's up from Capaldi's. Holla fucking Yulia, Happy days. And then Resolution. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure hasn't Resolution got the lowest amount of views for a special since the show came back? I could be wrong on that, but I think it might be. And now all of a sudden these people are going, oh, the ratings don't matter. I'm going to watch the show regardless. You see how it doesn't work both ways? I've been saying from the get-go the viewing ratings don't matter. Because if viewing ratings mattered, then the Transformers movies would actually be good. Which they're not. They're far from good, and yet they still rake in money every time they come out. But no, the viewing ratings don't matter. Just because, people... It's, once again, it's in a quaint little safe fucking time slot. Capaldi's era never got that. I'm not trying to say Capaldi's era is better than what we're getting now, but... I mean, Series 8 was great. It was awesome, phenomenal. That rhymed. But, I don't know. It's just, as I said, the sense of adventure, the sense of wonder has disappeared from this series. Even the episodes I like them for simple reasons that they're set in the fucking past. Also, I'm pretty sure the episodes I picked, Chris Chibnall didn't write. And that's upsetting because I had such high hopes for Chibnall. Out of the 4 episodes he wrote previously for Doctor Who, I've only hated one, and that's The Power of 3. Hated that episode. But 42, I think, is an underrated gem of Tennant's era. Hungry Earth and Cold Blood is absolutely phenomenal, and Dinosaurs on a Spaceship is a fun episode, but it gets real at the end. It gets real messed up. And, Power of 3 is just trash. I don't like to talk about it. But this series was a letdown. I was hoping for better. I was hoping for more. I was going in optimistic. I was all behind the approach that they wanted to do. No big plot thread. Take it back to a more sort of simple thing. But to tackle the social trends, I'm really worried for next year. Also, I just want to do a little mini rant on them taking a year's break because it's quote-unquote impossible to produce a series every year. Personally, how fucking dare you? That is as much of an insult on the show than this entirety of Series 11. You have just slapped the face of anyone that has worked in Doctor Who in the past. In the past 56 fucking years of the show. 56? It's 3:50 in the morning and my head's hurting. I can't do math. 55. 55 years of the show. It hurts my fucking head. It really does. You have just spat in the face of anyone who's worked on the show in the past half a decade. Half a decade? No, that's not right. Fuck me dead. Half a century. Leave me alone, I'm angry, okay? Like, seriously. Back in the fucking... When the show first started, they worked non-stop to bring this fucking show out. You know, filmed it every week, went out, filmed every week, filmed every week, filmed every week. That would have been fucking grueling. And you guys cannot do 10 episodes a fucking year. You cut the number of episodes down, which pisses me off as it is. But then you have the nerve to say you can't do these 10 episodes every year. Are you fucking serious? I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. It really is bullshit. I don't care if you have your first episode out on January 1st, 2020. The fact that we don't have a series this year, it's killed your momentum. You have killed the fucking show. You've had this first series that's divided everyone down the middle. What do you want to do? You want to go, okay, well, we're going to try and rethink, we're going to try and strategize, we're going to get a series out, going to listen to the fans, get it done. No, you're going to take a year fucking break. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. If that fly fucking thinks about flying on the webcam again. Yeah, just look. They really need to make this time off matter then. Because honestly, I'd want a full fucking series now. I don't give a shit. Back to 13 episodes, please. Because you better make it worth the wait. Because this series really lacked. You really let a lot of people down. Sure, people liked it, fine. And I know that there are only ones you're going to fucking listen to. But you gotta listen to the fucking negatives as well. I'm sorry, it's simple fucking... It's simple part of the fandom. And to just go ahead and ignore... I've seen so many articles just going, the fans are to blame for why Series 11's a failure. How? How are we to blame for having legitimate issues with this series? Because honestly, if you're one of those people that berate people like me who have genuine issues with this series, then I'm sorry. Fuck you. No, actually, I take that back. I'm not sorry. Fuck you. I've been watching the show for 7 years now. Since I was 7. I'm not saying that makes me better than you. But also, me hating this series and you liking it doesn't make you better than me. I have seen what this show can do. I've seen how good it can fucking be at its peak. And I just want to see it continue to be at its peak. Sure, there's going to be bad episodes. But this series has just fallen flat. Is it the worst series we've had? No. But it has to be by design that it can't be. Because it doesn't have a large overarching plot. And the other reason that some other seasons are worse than this is because their plot was fucking stupid. Like Series 9. In my opinion, Series 9 is the worst of the new series that there is, just because of its... But we're not here to talk about Series 9. But seriously, please, Chibnall, do not get your head up your fucking ass and try to ignore the fans. Listen to the critics. Listen to what the fans have to say on the negative side. Because you're not going to win it. Here's the thing. Most of these people who like it, a lot of them, and I'm not... a number of them, I'm going to say a number of them, might be a lot, might be not many, have their head up their ass when it comes to this series. They're just going to love it because female Doctor, and probably sometimes they don't want to be proved wrong. That maybe she's not that good. But again, it's completely subjective. I'm just saying some people I know definitely can have their head up their ass about things. I'm not even going to lie. Sometimes I have my head up my ass about certain things and want to overlook stuff too. It happens. We're human. Fine. But if you want to stretch that out over an X amount of time, then fine. Like, for example, I really wanted to like Jodie and I tried to put myself in a mind frame to like her. Eventually, I realized I was kidding myself, and I just let my opinion actually marinate in my brain and thought about it for a bit, and I have come to the conclusion that I'm not a fan of her. Just the way it is. Some people, unfortunately, don't get that message. So, Chris Chibnall, I know you're not watching this, and I couldn't care less, but seriously, do not have your head up your ass when it comes to this sort of thing. Doctor Who is such a decisive fan base. You have people that don't like the classics and only watch the new. You have people that don't watch the classics and don't like the new. For everyone that thinks Tom Baker's the best Doctor, there's going to be someone out there who thinks he's the worst. It's a big thing, and you have to listen to each and every opinion out there. Well, not each and every one, but you've got to take it's as Tom Baker said, you have to take the rough with the smooth. If you are expecting anything less, you're a fucking idiot. Okay? If you want to belittle people for their opinions, I'm not going to go onto someone saying, here's the reasons why Jodie is the worst Doctor and you're a fucking idiot for thinking she's good. I'm not going to do that. You can have your opinion. Go right ahead. But if you're going to start belittling me and people like me for my opinion and slap a sexist thing on top of it, then whatever. I have been attacked by people in groups because of my opinion. I have even had someone stalk my profile and go, oh, well, judging by your pictures, you can't be much older than 16, so your opinion doesn't fucking matter. For the record, I'm 22. And also, you're the one who's stalking my profile, but whatever, I'm the child. But no, this is like the people I'm dealing with on pages like this. Admins who, and this is the thing, it's like, we can't make our posts about not liking it because the admins never allow it through. I'm not naming groups in particular, but there's groups out there, and it's ridiculous to see. And I even had someone come on about, oh, so you're complaining about how the admin runs their page. Why don't you run your own? I'm like, oh, why don't I? Why don't I? I should. But no, this series was a massive letdown. I've been ranting for an hour and a half. I think I should probably stop. Have a bit of cool-off time. It's basically an hour until the Doctor Who stream begins, and I'm fucking excited. Just to watch some proper Doctor Who, in my opinion, how Doctor Who should be. Get the fuck off my laptop, Fly. But yeah, guys, that was my. Let me give a number to Series 11, ranking it out of 10. I'm gonna have to go for a 4 overall. Far from the worst, but so far from the best. I wasn't expecting the best of this series. I wasn't going to expect it to blow my mind, but unfortunately it's missed the mark on what Doctor Who should be for me, and for a lot of people. If you liked it, more power to you. Just please be respectful of the people like me who don't. Because if you attack us, we're going to attack you back. Some of us are morally good enough, but to not do that. But I for sure will. If you've been nasty to me, I'm going to give you the same treatment. It's, treat people how you want to be treated. Anyway, guys, that was my Series 11 ranking and review. I want to hear from you guys. What's your opinions on Series 11? Jodie, whatever you want to talk about. Rank the episodes if you want. Let me know down below what your opinions were. I should have done best scene, worst scene, but to be honest, I don't have the mental capacity to do that. Expect more videos like this, because I may be doing a few once the streams end. Because obviously they go day after day, so I'm not going to get a lot of time to make content in between the episodes. I will be filming all the episodes individually, well, stories individually. So all of them will go like that. And once that day ends, I'll try and upload as many as I can. It's going to be a bit hard because for some, they've split the stories into two and they're doing them on different days. So that's going to require some editing, which I really don't want to do. I might just pause the recording, leave it overnight, and then get back to it the next day. Anyway, guys, so yeah, please let me know what your guys' thoughts on Series 11. Please tune in to the uploads that will be coming in the future. But yeah, if you're discovering this channel for the first time, let me know how I did. What did you think? Again, please let me know your opinions. I'm all about discussions on this channel. I want to hear what you guys have to think and get a healthy discussion up in the comments. Please try to be respectful as you can. Or if you want to tell me to get fucked, just let me know as well. Fine. But no. Please do. I don't care. That'll do for this video, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. All that cool shit. I hope you had a very good New Year. I think I may have said that in a previous video. Yeah, probably the reaction. But whatever. Again, it's 6 fucking days into the New Year. I don't give a shit. Hope you had a good New Year. And a good Christmas. Fuck it. I don't care how many days out. I take that back. Fucking, I hate Christmas. For completely different reasons. I'm a Scrooge. Deal with it. Now I'm just I'm divulging into nonsense. I don't know if that was a fucking word. I'm sleep deprived. Leave me alone. These next few videos are going to be fun. Tune in, guys. Please do. And and yeah, if you want to see those videos of me talking about stories I don't really like and rewriting them, or just missed potentials, please let me know. If there's a story you don't want, let me know, and I might try and rewrite it. I don't know. Depend on if I thought it was good enough to rewrite or rewrite certain things. I don't know. Fuck it. Just let me know. Anyway, guys, once again, we'll do the outro again, because why the fuck not? Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that cool shit, and I shall catch you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Farewell. The next video is going to be in 58 minutes, you fucking idiot. Duh.